Hello, I thought I'd give you a quick flip through of my travel album that I've been creating. So last year we went on a trip of a lifetime to Europe with my husband and my two sons, and we went to London, Paris, Italy, and then over to Greece. So I'm nowhere near finished, but I thought I'd show you what I've done so far. So these are in order of the places that we visited, but I'm not scrapping them chronologically, so you will see blank backs of pages. That's just because I'm kind of scrapping as I go. So this is my first page here. I've used lots of 6x12 photos, which I just print out on my Canon IP8760 printer, and these 6x12 plastic pockets are from Ali Edwards. So this is was not about a place, but just about the food that we ate when we were over there. So this will probably be one of my first pages in my album. This is actually using a cut file from the Cut Shop and some of the Heidi Swapp Colour Fresh collection pattern papers. This was our first night in London. I've also used lots of 9x12 photos, again, which I print out on my Canon printer. And these pockets are available from Ali Edwards as well. This pocket is a 9x12 pocket, and this uses the Heidi Swapp Artwork collection, and I've also used the Heidi Swapp Mink here from my Aladdin title page. I've also popped in our tickets to the show. I kept a bag when we were traveling, and all our ephemera and tickets and things went in there. So this is when we visited the Tower of London. I've used some Ali Edwards word art here. I love using QR codes in my travel album. So these are just videos that I took on our travels, and I've uploaded them to YouTube, and then I create a little QR code with my QR Creator app, and then I print it off and I've just added it into my album. This collage I created in PicMonkey, and then I just printed it off at 9x12. Again, more ephemera and postcards. I've also got lots of 12x12 photos in my album, and so the printer that I have, it actually prints at A3 size pattern, photo paper. This page is when we went to the borough markets, and I've used some of the Heidi Swapp old school pattern paper collection. Again, more 6x12 papers, and this is the Heidi Swapp old school collection. I love layering stickers. This one here, there's a man, I don't know if you can see, but he's walking in the background, so I just layered stickers over the photo to hide his face. This one uses the Heidi Swapp Colour Fresh collection, and I've actually got, when we visited the Lego store, I've just put in the receipt here. Another receipt here. These stickers I got from Michaels, a cut file from the Cut Shop. So whenever I put an insert in here, I put like a tab, which I got these from Ali Edwards. Here I've laid another cut file actually on top of the plastic sleeve. This cut file is from the Cut Shop. And so is this, another QR code from when we visited Greenwich Village. This pattern paper is from Heidi Swapp, and it's the Honey and Spice collection. It was the perfect colours for our visit to Bath. You can see I've used 4x6 photos and also 5x6 photos. I print all of my photos at home on my Canon printer, and I actually use my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter to type up all of my journaling. Another 12x12 pattern paper. These stamps are from Kerry Bradford. More 6x12 photos. I've added in some lift the flap for extra photos. These Project Life cards were just from my stash. And I just, actually to create these flaps, I just used washi tape, which you can see here. This was a die from Heidi Swapp from the Art Walk collection. And these pattern papers and thickers are also from the Art Walk collection. I thought that this kind of rustic feel was perfect for our visit to the Arc de Triomphe. And here I've used one of the Heidi Swapp stencils and some texture paste and foil. So I had a transparency, I laid down the stencil and I ran some of the Mink texture paste over it, and once the texture paste was dry I ran it through my Mink machine with some gold foil. More QR codes, and these French stamps are actually from Kerry Bradford. These stamps here are from Kerry Bradford, and the pattern paper is from Heidi Swapp. It's from the Art Walk collection, so I thought that was perfect for our visit to the Louvre. I gathered some postcards when we were there. I've also got my receipt from when we were there. I punched some photos into circles just for a point of difference. Again, more Mink here. This is another stencil from Heidi Swapp in the Art Walk collection. I just ran some of the Mink texture paste over the top, allowed it to dry, and then foiled with some gold foil. So for this page here, I used some of the Heidi Swapp toner ink and I ran it over a Tim Holtz stamp, stamped it on onto some paper that I'd misted with some color shine, and then once the ink was dry, I ran it through my Mink machine with some of the green iridescent foil. I love layering stickers, and you'll see lots of stars. I just have a gold star punch and a star punch, and I have some gold glitter paper that I've been adding in throughout my album. This is another of those Heidi Swapp stencils that I've minked and foiled, and this is just on a transparency. So this is a cut file from the Cut Shop that I've layered over some Honey and Spice pattern paper. You can see I love adding in the ephemera. So this is when we took the boys to gladiator school when we were in Rome. More QR codes, and with this pattern paper I actually sanded around the edge to give a bit of a rustic feel. More Honey and Spice, more flaps for extra photos. I sanded these letter stickers here. This one, the ephemera is actually on top because it didn't fit inside the pocket, so I just laid it on top, and my journaling is underneath. This is when we visited the Spanish Steps, and quite often in my layouts I actually find lines somewhere in the photo to add in my letter stickers or stamping. So here there was kind of a line across the top here of this building, so I just ran my letter stickers on the angle of the line. These stickers I found in Spotlight here in Australia. These are some vintage Heidi Woodwards. This pattern paper is from the Heidi Swapp Art Walk collection. Again, some Mink texture paste and stencils. Here is a postcard that I got at the Uffizi Gallery. And so I just laid over some of the thickers from the collection, more of the thickers. Sometimes I add my ephemera on with foam tape, as you can see here, and sometimes it's just flat, just adds a little bit of dimension and shadow. Again, more stars. This time they're silver. So this one was a cut file that I actually found in the Silhouette store. We went on lots of tours that required headphones, so I just dedicated this page to all of the tours that we used headphones with. Here I printed 4 photos of our time in Pisa. I think there's 5 actually, and they are all 9 by 12. And I just added a little heart. This is from American Crafts with each of our initial on it. I created this collage in PicMonkey again and printed it off. More stickers running along the lines in my photos. So that was my first album. Okay, so this is my second album. So again, my album is not full. That album that you saw previously is not full. It's just, I've just spent a couple of hours on the weekend just putting them in order of the cities that we visited. This is another 12 by 12 photo of I can't pronounce it, of our time in Cinque Terre. So this is a 12 by 12 photo of our time in Cinque Terre. This is a 6 by 6 pocket and photo that I printed off. Here I used some more of the Heidi Swapp Mink, but this time it's actually printed onto vellum. I like the translucent look that gives. Another 12 by 12 photo. I love putting stickers on my 12 by 12 photos. This pattern paper collection is from Heidi Swapp. It's the Color Fresh collection, and these are vintage Heidi Swapp stamps that I've used. Again, I've tried to pair, so because this is all kind of a triple spread, I've used the same ephemera here, 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 and here. This time I've used some of the mink texture paste on my photo. Over here it's on a piece of pattern paper, but here it's on my photo, just jazzes the photo up a little bit. Lots of stamping, lots of repeat stamping for texture without the bulk. This die is from Heidi Swapp. This is from the Ali Edwards travel collection from 2019. Some vintage Heidi Swapp Project Life cards. So I'm not sticking to one collection. I'm just choosing pattern papers and ephemera that coordinates with my photos. Here I've used some of the Heidi Swapp Mink Spritz, spritzed it onto a transparency, and then once the spritz was dry, ran it through the Mink machine with some of the rainbow foil. Again, more journaling with my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter. The Da Vinci Museum. This is a stamp from Tim Holtz. So I used the Heidi Swapp toner ink and the Tim Holtz stamp. I stamped it on to vellum. Once it was dry, I ran it through my Mink machine with some gold foil. This is the artwork collection from Heidi Swapp. So this was our time in Athens. So sometimes I've punched my pattern papers into circles, but these colors coordinate over here with the colors on this side of the spread. Having these 6 by 12 inserts allows me to add extra photos from the city. This was a walk that we took, a tour that we took in Athens before we visited the Acropolis. And then when we did visit the Acropolis and the Acropolis Museum, we experienced a 5.3 earthquake, which was a little bit scary. This one here is, I created this quote in my silhouette, and I cut it out of white cardstock, laid it onto a piece of acetate, and then again with the Heidi Swapp Mink texture paste, put the texture paste over the stencil, took the stencil away. Once it dried, ran it through with some red foil, a ticket from our Temple of Zeus tour, some old Project Life cards. So I'm not afraid to go back into my stash here. Some old Project Life cards again. This time I've used lots of hearts on my photos. I have to say Mykonos was my favourite city ever. That one time I swallowed a bone and had to go to the doctors to have it removed when we were in Mykonos. This cut file is from the cut shop, and I've just layered it with some vellum over the top and added pop dots for some dimension. My journaling underneath. Another 12 by 12 photo. Here I added some of the old school thickers and stickers just on an acetate piece, just for a bit of extra dimension. This pattern paper is from the artwork collection, and it tells the story of the yellow dress that disappeared from our hotel room. Here I printed off my photo onto vellum. I thought that was a different look. I love the translucent look, and I love how it layers over the top of my 9 by 12 photo. Here I added a whole sheet of those pattern paper from the old school collection and typed up my journaling, and then used some gold thread around the edge of my journaling just to highlight it. And my last page for now, we're going way, way old school. These are some vintage Heidi Swapp Project Life cards that coordinated beautifully with the colors. Some stamping, I think these stickers are from Amy Tangerine, and these are actually on the outside of the pocket. They didn't fit on the inside. And again, another large photo. So our last visit was to Santorini, and this was actually on our last day. We took a sunset boat ride. So as I said, this is by no means finished. I've still got lots and lots of gaps to fill in, but I just thought I'd give you a quick run through. Thanks, and I'll catch you later.